All right, Shalom. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Baha Rachakodash. I'd like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect and 1/3, and Lord's will. This lesson will be edifying and exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Baha Rachakodash. And as the title reads, a new means of buying and selling is here. All right. And the Wadi Abashim Shai for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. I was actually watching Elder Apostle Har's video, and pretty much, the spirit has brothers going into the MOTB. Okay. What we know to be, all right, is a major prophecy that's getting ready to come to pass. And I was pretty much going around watching videos yesterday, and I came across some edifying information, and pretty much, Esau was going into how, even history shows you that, world currencies, they don't last long, and I found that to be very, very edifying when it comes to this prophecy, because a major part of the prophecy of the MOTB is what? The buying and selling aspect, okay, meaning currency, okay, the currency, all right, is has always been ever changing, and that alone through history with prophecy shows you that we are at the brink of a new form of buying and selling, and we are witnessing it. Okay, we are actually witnessing it take place. So I just found that to be very edifying. I got a few fun facts that I would like to share with you, brothers and sisters, and I would also like to say Shabbat Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Baha Rachakodash, Barakatham. To you, brothers, and you few sincere sisters tuning in, I say to you, Shalom. So let me make sure just want to make sure the audio is good. So, what I'd like to do is I'd like to jump over here. So I was going into, history. Okay, look at this, the average lifespan of fiat currency. Now, if you don't know what fiat currency is, let me explain that to you. What is fiat currency? Okay, fiat. What does fiat mean? Fiat money is a type of currency that is declared legal tender by a government. See, so the world's fiat currency right now, fiat currency is the US dollar right now. And why? Because the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. So let's just get that really, really quick. Let's get this one thing out the way. Do you understand that the world's currency, okay, is ruled and governed under Esau Edom? That alone is very profound and prolific in itself. Job 9:24, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And all throughout history, the earth, what? The earth has dealt with forms of currency. Okay. Real quick, let me just let's see. Hide this user. There's a demon on there. Hey, when the word comes, Satan comes immediately. So check this out. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay. So when the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, that means it's legislation, right? It's legal system, its judicial system, and its monetary system. So right now, Esau controls the monetary system of buying and selling to the point where people now use the US dollar as a world's currency. Let's prove that real quick. World's currency. All right, let's put this. Okay. There is no world currency, but there are reserve currencies that are used in transaction by central banks, corporations, and governments. The US dollar is the world's most widely used reserve currency since the US economy. So right here, okay, Job 9:24 is going into a more detailed manner to show you how the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, he controls your food. All right, your this administration, right? He controls the buying and the selling and what can be used as legal tender. So history shows us that legal tenders have always changed, and at that, they do not last long. Fiat currency through history does not last long. Now, real quick, let's prove that. So let's see, where is the one I want? I was in one of them, and let me just see. Where was I at? This is not the one I want. I clicked another fun fact that actually says, okay, just give me a moment. Let's get out of this. I was somewhere. Okay, right here. Yep. It says, do all currencies fail? The average lifespan of a fiat currency, meaning a government controlled currency that is a legal tender stated by a standing government, is about 35 years. See that? And why? Because ultimately, we'll finish Job, but because what does it say in Daniel? All right. I'm actually thinking of two, but I just want to break it down. All right. Daniel's 4 and 17. This matters by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdoms of men. See, the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. And when these kingdoms of men are ruling, they decide, the Lord allows them to decide their currency, their region, okay, their providences. You see, the Lord controls all that. He controls the wars that they're in, the money that they use, and the time that they rule. So all we are witnessing is another empire that the Lord has allowed to rule for a certain amount of time. And even when you look, let's use the timeline of Daniel. The currency changed even in the vision. When you go from the Assyrian to the Babylonian to the Persians and the Medes to the Greeks to the Romans to now, that cycle of money and currency has changed, where different forms of payments were made depending on the empire. So with us understanding that Esau is attempting a new world, that means there's going to be a new world currency that follows with this. This is what the prophecy is telling us, that this attempt of a new world domination will also be a new world form of currency that man will be forced to use, just like other empires. You see? This is a great example for edification to come out when it pertains to the MOTB. Listen, it's not that deep. Okay, when you understand history, when you understand rulerships, when you understand kingdoms, all right, when you understand world powers, when somebody's in power, they institute their own form of currency. Okay, i.e., Babylon. Okay, before Babylon, you didn't have the physical dollar. The physical dollar was created as a fiat currency and pushed on people because they are in power, because the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. That's all it is. You see, brothers, that's all it is. Okay. And history shows us that currency is ever changing, which makes sense why us being in the last leg, right? The last wicked heathen rulership. Okay. The last heathen rulership at that. It makes sense and clear to see why currency is involved in the changing of this as well. That's all it is. See, because I was, I don't know if I mentioned, but I was watching this video right here, and Elder Apostle Tahar was getting down, and I was like, man, I want to do a video. I got a few things I want to say, because I came across some information about currency and change, and I said, wow, that's a great example. That's a great angle. That's a great edifying angle to bring out for edification, and it makes logical sense. With every empire, they have their own form of fiat currency. There is a new empire that Esau's trying to establish, but the Bible doesn't say that. See, he already has his little horn. You're in it right now. That's Babylon. Babylon is that little horn. There's not another prophesied another little horn to come from the little horns. You've already had your time. So this just further proves that all this is his last attempt of a new world's order with a new world's currency, like any other empire would do. So real quick, now that I made that point, let's finish this. It says, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. And when the kingdom of men are ruling, they have their own currency, okay? Like right here, okay? When you look, okay, you look, history of money, okay? History, and we actually go further than this. You can go further, but even this is an example. Look, it goes from coins to minted, right, to paper. And even right here is an even greater example, which this is the what? You look at this being the MOTB, okay? You see it, right? The evolution of money. Back then, it started off with a barter system. And why did it start off with a barter system? Well, let me show you, because in the scriptures, I don't want to go too deep. I got, not meaning deep as in edifying, but in deep is too many precepts, but I don't want to not bring this out. So check this out real quick. Genesis 13, and I'll go back to my points. Look at this. Let's read Genesis 13 with the history. All right. Look at the evolution of money. Even in the scriptures, currency changes. So for someone to sit here and to act like currency is not going to change, they are misinformed of history. History shows you currency always changes. Look, it went from what? Barter. Is bartering, is this form of currency in the Bible? Absolutely. Genesis 13:1. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. But now, through a process of time and elimination, right, as evolution has taken place through buying and selling, now bartering system has been done away with, right? So, but the Bible shows us that bartering, cattle, gold was a form of wealth and riches. And is it? Absolutely. But as time moved on, Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. What happened? The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. So he changed the dollar amount, the value of the dollar, the value of gold, the value of silver. The value of gold and silver is ever changing. It's always up and down. It's fluctuating. It's really the most physical form of stock. Okay. Like if you own any silver or gold right now, at any moment it can drop in value or go up in value. You see? That's what's happening right now in this system under the rulership of Esau, Edom. And even in the time of the Romans, this is why you had something coined the Troy ounce, because what they would do is they would shave off the coin so that they could present it as the exact weight to get a money, but then they would take a little off to keep for themselves. So you had to have a specific Troy ounce that was accepted as a currency. And if it wasn't a Troy ounce, it was not accepted. It was not legal tender. So throughout history, we've always seen legal tender change depending on who was ruling. And right now, who's ruling? Esau, Edom. What does it say? There's a prophecy about buying and selling. Esau has a plan of a new world with a new form of buying and selling. That's all this is showing. History shows you that. And what's even better, what's even more beautiful is going into it. Look at right here. It says the average lifespan of fiat currency is about 35 years. Okay, 35 years. So we're past the tipping point. It says, so hyperinflation, is that not taking effect right now? Right? Hyperinflation and currency collapses are not exponentially rare events. It is not rare for a currency of a country to collapse. So Babylon is no different. Did not Rome's currency collapse? Well, let's Google. Let's see. Let's just put, did Rome's currency? I know there was an issue. Okay. I know there was an issue. Oh, let's look this up. Did Rome have fiat currency? The oldest example of fiat currency can be seen in ancient Rome, Revelations 13. Revelations 13, he exercises all the power of the first beast. Ancient Rome, where denarius was widely used at the beginning of the Roman Empire around 1 CE, then denarius was made of pure silver. 54 years later, the average lifespan about 35. But then what? You have exceptions, like Esau being one. Esau's on borrowed time. He spent 1 hour with the beast. It says 54 years later, the content of silver declined to 94%. By 100 CE, silver made up 80% of the coin. So, why did Roman money lose its value? As administration, logistical, and military costs keep adding up. Wait a minute. I know I'm getting a lot of Googles, but check this out. I just was reading, okay? Blessed is he that readeth the scriptures, right? I was just reading on Newsbreak. Look what just came out. The U.S. officially hits debt ceiling. U.S. 23 hours ago, U.S. hits debt ceiling, prompting Treasury to take extraordinary measures. Meaning what? The U.S. debt has a ceiling that is given to them by their Congress of the amount of money that they're allowed to use to make their bills and payments. See? So right now, they have reached that. And guess what? When you have these amounts, guess what gets affected? The stock, the stock market gets affected. Your benefits and layoffs take place, and borrowing could become more expensive. So everything, all right, that you know that keeps Babylon afloat with the people the first of the month, all that will cease because they don't have it to give you. So there needs to be a relief. There needs to be something that's going to be reinstituted. It's dwindling right now. Okay, just like Rome did. Let's go back. It says military costs kept adding up, and the empire found creative new ways to pay for things. There's going to be a new creative way for you to pay. There's going to be a new creative way for you to pay. You went from bartering, the gold standard, then the president lifted that. You had your metal coins. You still see that today. Now even the copper pennies are made out of nickel, right? Meaning, I believe it costs more to make 1 cent than what it's worth. Like it costs more than $1 to make $1, like something like that. Look, then paper money, which has now just been a reserve note, right? Thick clay, okay? And now look, plastic cards. So now they took all this from you, right? Then they give you plastic cards to put all this on there. And then now it's electronic, which leads to what? The mark. So history shows you, the evolution of currency even shows you that Rev 13 and 10, what else could the currency of buying and selling change to? You see? So let me finish my points before I get too far into it. All right. Yep. Daniel's 4:17. This matters by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the holy ones. Demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. See, the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. This is why you hear our elders, right? Our elders and apostles, they tell us what? That this ultimately is the Most High's, chippy. All right, this is the Most High's chipper. Okay, and it says, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men. So right now you see a base system, all right, of currency that's being forced and pushed, but now you see it dwindling just like it did in Rome, because this is what the Rome revival with the NATO, the EU, and the whore riding upon that with its laws and its customs and its taxes and things of that nature. But understand this, just like you have the Roman Empire back, okay, when you look through history, you see the evolution of money that these empires used, and we are now at this stage. We are at the electronic digital currency stage. All right, what you call the CBDC. That's right now. Okay, the CBDC is right now. That is the evolution of money right before our eyes. All right, and these empires that were before are no different. It's just this happens to be. There is a prophecy that we are warned about that will take place in this last empire. That's all it's saying. That's all that the prophecy is about. And you got guys bucking up against that. How can you not say, yeah, the currency has to change? History shows you no matter what, currency changes. And then there's a prophecy in the Bible with the currency changing of a specific thing. That's what needs to be addressed. When you look up the list of circulating currencies, it's always changed. It's always changed. And then it even goes further to tell you, about 35 years. See? In fact, the average lifespan of a fiat currency is only about 35 years, which means these events happen much more frequently than many people realize. See? Fiat currency graveyard, a history of monetary folly. See? What is the worst hyperinflation in history? Okay, so post-World War II. Post-World War II, before it happened was what? Hyperinflation. Post-World War III, what's taking place? The same thing. You always have money in war. There's always an issue. And what is in talks? Rumors of war, which will lead to the third war. See? So everything is lining up perfect. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right. But real quick, James 5, woe to you rich men, All right. You've gotten rich off cankered, you know. Let's get this real quick. When you just look at it logically, when you look at it historically, when you look at it with common sense, you know that, like history shows, money always changes. Currency always changes. The fiat currency changes. This is all that's taking place. For someone to sit here and not to address how this new modern Roman Empire is not changing its currency for its new world order, that's an asinine statement, man. Okay, history itself shows you that currency changes. History shows you that these superpowers, these nations' currency don't last long. So we're at the end of the US dollar. This is why they're showing it. Look, the US dollar's been ended. It's now plastic cards in electronic money. Okay, NFC. All right. You can clearly see the evolution of money. So what's next? Well, according to the Bible, it says that what's going to be next is going to be through the idea of piercing. And then we see people buying and selling with something that was pierced inside of them. See how plain it is? It's honestly plain. Okay. It's honestly plain. All right. It says a fiat money is a type of currency that is declared legal tender by a government, but has no interest or fixed value and is not backed by any tangible asset such as gold and silver. That's right. Right now, it's called a reserve note, and it's not backed by gold or silver. That people think that, but that's how they got you to accept this dollar, because they took your gold and gave you a receipt, which is the dollar, and said, hey, this is your proof of what you got with us. We're holding your gold and you hold this piece of paper. See? That's what they did. And now people don't even got the paper. Now people don't even got the paper no more. They got the card. And now they don't even got the card. Well, they still got the card, but the card now got the chippy on it. And now instead of that, with the card, they'll use what? Their tap to pay. You know, they use their watch. They'll use their phone, because it's an evolution. It's ever changing. Currency always changes. The form of buying and selling has always changed. And we are in a time period where we are witnessing an empire changing their form of buying and selling right before our face. And why is that? Rev 13. All right. Actually, let's get Rev 13 first. Okay. Real quick. I'm not going to make this long. I'm about to wrap it up. I just found that to be so edifying when you even just sit back and say, let me look. How long does currency even last? And how many currencies have there been? And oh, wow, when an empire changes, the money changes. Is this not a falling, dwindling empire? So what's going to be the next form of currency? Always, since time existed, there was always a form of buying and selling. So in the last days, why does the Bible mention buying and selling? Why does the Bible mention in the last days that there is going to be a new form of buying and selling? Plain, man. It's plain. Rev 13 and 10. Excuse me. Rev 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, right? The image, the system, the way you run and rule life, the monetary system, the fiat currency. This is how he had the power. See, he had power to create a fiat currency and establish after the system that the Romans used, right? Of the beast, NATO and the EU, okay? That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Even when you go into this word killed, it means separating you from society, okay? Separating you from society, meaning if you don't have what I tell you to have, then you can't get in here, sir. Sorry, nope. No this, no that, no welcome. See? So he has the ability to kill you from society if you are not following his plans, ploys, and operation. And that's what's taking place right now. A new form of living and way of life is taking place, and even buying and selling is changing. Buying and selling is changing right before our eyes. Look, I'm an 80s baby, okay? I was born in the late 1900s. All right, I was born in the 80s, right? So when I grew up, what was it? It was coins and paper. This is where I was born into, right? Coins and paper. I wasn't born into plastic cards nor electronic. You know, ain't nobody what buying off the internet. Nah, man, you got to go to the store. I got a couple pennies. Take this dime. Here's this dollar. We're good to go. But now you really don't have physical money like that. Now it's all in the air. It's digital. It's in the air. It's a swipe of your cell phone, and you can see how much money you got. You can send money here. You can just send money there. You never have it physically. It's all gone digital. See? So the evolution right before our eyes has changed, and now you have new people, new children, right? New humans on earth that have been born into this time period. So they're like, what? Money, metal, coins, trade for a cow? That's the thing of the past. I couldn't even, they're in the mindset, I couldn't even imagine living like that because as this country, as the age changes, so does the buying and selling. And we are at the time period of the dwindling dollar to collapse and them to reinstitute a new form of buying and selling, as history shows. This is what we see according to prophecy. Okay. We see this according to prophecy. All right. So I got James. I got that. And let me prove it one step further. Let's go to Proverbs 27. It's either 27 or 21. Let me see. 21. Okay, check this out. This is all by the doings of the Lord. Okay. Proverbs 21:1, it says the king's heart, all right, the king's mind, spirit is in the hand of the Lord, and as a river of water, he turneth it whither he will. See? So the Lord is in control of all this. This is why you have certain empires that they institute their form of currency. Then you have other empires that defeat them and say, no, this is the new form of currency. Even John Hyrcanus, after defeating the Greeks, Esau, Edom, he established his own form of currency. Many nations have always established their own form of currency. This is what you're seeing taking place now. Esau, Edom has a new plan and agenda for a new rulership. So he also has a new form of currency of buying and selling that you have to use according to his agenda. But is he going to be able to fulfill this? No, but this is the prophecy that tells us what will happen in the last days. And also what? War, famine, pestilence. It's all playing a major part. It's crystal clear, okay? It's crystal clear through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Shai. So for Wadi Yahweh Basham Shai, for us to see this. And look, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands and their foreheads. For what? And that no man might buy or sell except he had the mark. Wait a minute. Watch this. The U.S. took its citizens' gold. Let's just see what comes up. It says how the U.S. government seized all citizens' gold in the 1930s. He causes all to return their gold. I'm taking the gold and I'm giving you $1. See? Did the U.S. government take gold from its citizens? According to an executive order, Isaiah 10, woe to you, decree and righteous decrees. What you mean? How you going to take someone gold? Well, that's going back to the evolution of money. So at one point in time, Americans had this, then he gave them this, and now they got this. Check that out. That alone, in the last 100 years, okay? In the last 100 years, you as a U.S. citizen, right, Babylonian, were allowed to have cattle and gold. Then he took that from you and gave you this, and now you have this, and you're using this to get ready for what? The mark, okay? And look, it's right here. Let's go back. Executive Order 6102 required all persons to deliver on before what? May Day. All right, if you know, you know. Before May 1st, all but a small amount of gold coin, gold bullion, and gold certificates, which was what? $1. Hey, let me show you real quick. Let's go. Okay, I'm good on that. Look at this. Let's put silver. I actually have one. Silver certificate dollar bill. Look, I actually have one of these in my possession. And right at the top, okay, right at the top. Actually, I want this one. Let's go back. Oh, it's right there. Look, see? Right there. It says silver cert. See? So this is what you would show. Okay, let me see how long I am. All right, I'm about to wrap it up. But this is what you would show, okay, the bank, and then the bank would give you an actual ounce for this $1. And now look at it. And now look at society. And now look at how it's run, you know. And this is the number of man, 603.6. See it? You know, just spiritual eye. So let's keep going. All right. I pray that this is making more sense and it seems more logical, you know, because sometimes you could kind of drift off in your thoughts, you know, where people have a demon of doubt and they're like, there's no way. Well, do you know that they took the fucking gold at one point in time? Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse my language. You know that they took their gold? So don't sit here and tell me, oh, there's no way. There's no way that they can make you. You sound ignorant. You sound ignorant. Yes, they can. They've taken the gold. See that? Took it. Oh, look, per troy ounce. Rome, troy ounce. See? You see? All right, that point's been made. We don't need to, but James 5. Oh, wait. Rev, we got that? Yeah, one more time. He calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. Now, this mark that they're going to receive in their right hand or hands or in their foreheads will also be allowed for them to do what? That no man might buy or sell, meaning this, whatever these going to give you will be a new form of currency, okay? Will be a new form of currency, the evolution of money. And guess what? In our kingdom, what's going to come back? Bartering, gold, see, silver. All right, this is what's going to come back, okay? And finish it off. It says, buy and sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So right here we see, okay, and this is why the Bible says this, James 5:1, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl, for your misery shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. See, you have heaped treasures for the last days. Then you give people a forced monetary system that has no real value, okay? And then now you're going to collapse that and give a new forcible form of currency that you are going to make people to buy and sell with against their will. This is what the Bible is letting us know in the last days. And it just makes sense. And it makes sense. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud. This whole system is fraudulent. Crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Right, justice. Righteous justice needs to come. Woe to you, rich man. Look at how they're handling and treating us. Now we know it's according to prophecy. We know it's according to prophecy, but your average male, female, and just citizen, they're just a slave, and they're just like, what the hell? I'm doing everything I can do. You just keep adding more and more money, more and more wage, more and more hours, and I walk away broke because we're at the end. We're at the end. And history shows you that currency always changes, and the currency of the empire doesn't last long either. So it makes sense why in the last of this days of this empire, the currency is going to change. Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the Lord is going to cause a monkey wrench, right? The Lord is going to cause a monkey wrench in Esau's system, okay? So he will get people, all right, on board with this, but he will not be able to successfully fulfill his agenda because that's not according to prophecy. So we just need to remain faithful. We need to remain faithful to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in this great hour of temptation, okay? In this great hour of temptation, which is coming. And I just wanted to touch on this prophecy with a more historical point of view. So when you even look in history, history shows you that the buying and selling, depending on the country, changes depending on the rulership and the currency that is used to buy and sell. It went from bartering to gold to metal coins to physical paper dollar, right? To what? Credit, debit, and then digital. This is where we're at. We're at the threshold. It's already here. It's already here, okay? So we've passed the threshold of what can be used in buying and selling. Just basically now it's like, okay, we got to do away with just the dollar now. Because people are already on board with the credit, the digital, the tap to pay, the app. They're all on board. They're all on board. So now what's got to be left? Well, let's just ultimately get done away with that dollar. Get that dollar out of here. See? And then this will be a new form of currency because Esau Edom is attempting a new world rulership. All right. But he will not fulfill that mindset. It's just a part of prophecy. Okay. So I wanted to do that lesson. I pray that it was edifying. I pray that it made sense. I pray that through the Holy Spirit, it became even clearer and more easily to be seen. Like, oh, that makes sense. If money's always changed, it makes sense why it's going to be attempted to change again. and we have the prophecies to back it up. So I just want to do that real quick lesson. So call Allah, Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Rachakodash, double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, Shalom.